What's up guys, and welcome back to another replay cast. Today's game is between Flash and Snow. So an exciting PvT for you today on Metropolis. And the question that I have, and I think I have quite adequately titled this video, can Flash beat Snow? Because I don't recall in the last 18 months or so that Flash has been active ever seeing him beat Snow or any of the really good Protosses in a series. So maybe the odd game here and there, but in a series I honestly don't know if he is able to get the job done. So we will know soon enough, because when you're watching this it'll probably be somewhere toward the end, or at least the third week or so in April, maybe even in May, and by then we would have seen quite a lot of what's going on in ASL 21. Which has been an interesting start so far. I've just seen a couple of the results from the round of 24 at this stage, so we could be a hell of a lot further down the path. But my hunch, for what it's worth, is that if Snow runs into any good Zergs along the way, that'll be the end of Snow. And if Flash runs into any good Protosses along the way, that could well be the end of Flash. But, you know, you never know. He may have a surprise in store for him, or in store for us, should I say. I have said openly a few times, the time of recording today is the 29th of March, that I think Flash, because of his arm, will really struggle, because he can only play around 10 games a day before his arm really starts to hurt. And just by virtue of the fact that the, round of 4 and finals are going to be best of 7s, going to be difficult for him to play without it really bothering him, and that's without the expectations, right? Like, he's just going to be under so much pressure. So I hope it goes well. I think for Broodwar it would be amazing if Flash has a great ASL 21, but by the same token, I'm not getting my hopes up too much. I do think it'll be a good series. You know who's looking really strong is Rain. I will not be surprised to see Rain go well, knowing my luck. By the time you're watching this game, Rain probably will be knocked out and I'll be looking like a total potato. But I don't mind. I am bold enough to make predictions and enjoy myself. I'm also enjoying this micro here. It's actually quite delightful. And Snow is just staying very standard here, just opening range, not doing any optimized funny builds. Probably just going to do a 23 Nexus. And Snow is just getting his factory and doing and Flash is just getting his factory and doing his normal things. Sorry guys, my brain is clearly a little bit wonky donkey at the moment. I am doing this game a little bit tired, but I'm digging deep and doing my best. Oh, he actually cancelled range and then restarted it to get the quicker Nexus, and I don't think the Flash would have seen that. So a little bit of sneakiness from Snow, and my dim brain did at least notice that. And here does come our first Dragoon, kind of just to confirm that he's going to go command center. So everything here is pretty standard so far. So if you guys are enjoying the variety content that you get on this channel, I upload daily, different games. Twice a week you'll get cheese, and the other 5 days you'll get macro games, and it'll contain players like Turgles, Artosis, as well as pros like Flash, Bisu, Snow, Rain, Jaedong, etc, etc. And we do best ofs, so I go and seek out some all-time games, all-time best series, retro games, as well as games that are being played currently and around about 6 to 12 months ago in various leagues. And I just cherry pick really good quality games, and I try and bring them to the channel. So if that sounds like something you would enjoy, please do consider subscribing. We've been getting an unbelievable wave of support and growth in both views and subscribers recently, so that does tell me people are liking what they're seeing. So if you'd like to be one of the tribe, then please do consider subscribing to the channel and hit that like button. It never hurt anyone, but it sure does help me get discovered, and that's much appreciated. All right, I'm going to tune into this game because we have an early Citadel from Snow, which is very unusual. He's the Reaver guy. Flash actually quite famously did a little bit of commentary on his stream talking about why Snow is so bad at PvZ, and it's that he cannot use his Reaver micro to manipulate the game meta the way he does in PvT. So it's so well known, and Snow is so famous for playing with Reavers, that it's going to be very odd that in this game where it don't look like we're going to see Reavers at all. So he does have a robo, but it looks like that's for the purposes of observer. And this, if I didn't know who was playing, and I was being like asked to predict what I'm going to see here, it would be a fast arbiter build. Either that or some kind of DT drop, but it is not going to be something that I'm used to seeing. Flash, on the other hand, he just absolutely loves to play with vultures, and he will lay mines, he'll get vulture speed already. He loves to, he gets siege mode literally as late as possible. Very, very early starport from him. And this early drop play from Flash we're seeing more and more. So I'm getting a little bit of a feel for the pattern that Flash likes to play in this game. This from Snow is unusual, where he is going with a very early DT. So it's a DT drop that he's going to try and do. And it's going to clash quite nicely against the vulture drop, which is what Flash is about to do. So I get the feeling we're in for some chaos, but he's also expecting this. Look at the positioning on these goons. He knows to expect this, does Snow. He's kept a couple of goons in his base. It is what you're coached to do in this match anyway, especially if you don't know what you're up against. So does have to pull a few probes. And actually collides a little bit with these vultures too to tidy them up. And that was very, very smoothly held by Snow. Nicely done. Meantime, his turn now to do the drop harassment on his side. The sheer amount of mines, as well as the fact that I saw eBay. And look at the Wraith. Oh my god, guys. This game is on another level. Another level. So drops the DTs, trips the mines, and somehow gets away. But that one, oh my god. This is just next level. And he's now also blocking any harassment that was happening here. So we have 2 DTs, but the mines, I think, are going to do the job. And I don't really know where Snow goes from here, but the early Wraith, what a brilliant, brilliant trick. Ah, man, these guys are just next level good. It is unreal watching top Starcraft. It really is. Okay, so our dropship is back. This time we're going to try again. Only 1 goon here. Ah, this is nicely walled in. This is great blocking from Snow. So Flash decides, nah, we'll try this side. Oh, he's going to get some good jobs. So he's got the DT, which you wouldn't have seen. Very nicely done. And the goons are in the mineral line quick, fast. And minimal damage taken there. The blocks and the anticipation from these two is just unreal. What a game. What a start. 8 minutes of just non-stop action from both players. And none of the typical moves from Snow. And all of the blocks and the creativity from Flash. Holy crap, what a start. Now we see, by the way, a late Reaver. So he is going to go Reaver, but he's going to do it after DT, which is just super duper unusual. Tidies up that DT. That was just slowing down the potential establishment of a third. So we're getting shuttle speed. We're definitely going to be looking to play with shuttles. We'll zoom out here to see that Flash is about to go up to 5 factories on 2 bases. He's already got Starport Tech. And Snow, even though it is 8 minutes and 38 seconds, has played this entire game on 2 bases. Looks like now he's keen on establishing a third of himself. Let's see if Flash using his vultures is going to be able to slow this down or delay this. That does seem to be the plan. Picks off that probe. Oh my god. How good. You just almost know before you know. Scans the main. Checks the sees that it's just still the standard tech that he saw before. Oops, wrong button. We're working very hard on seeing the scans, boys. So if you're noticing that improvement and you're seeing what you want to be seeing, please do let me know in the comments. I am always doing my best to keep improving, and that one was a request that I received a few times. Third base established. Third base of Snows as well, of Flash as well. So eventually I'll call the right players with the right name, I promise. Uh-oh. That's very sloppy. Very, very sloppy. Cannot be the best player in the world this match and just lose units to mines. Especially when you have observers out. Just not good enough. So he does scan, sees the units moving in. So Snow seems to be wanting to maybe deny the transfer of units to this third base of Flashes. What does Flash have here to protect this base? 2 tanks. Okay, come a lot more. I haven't seen Reavers anywhere, by the way. Oh, here they are. Hello! Couple of vultures, they're going to be intercepted. Third base is up and running. Needs to transfer some workers. Reba is on the way. Here we go. It's going to drop the Reavers on top of all these tanks. Zealots as well. Oh, decent number of scarabs. That's oh! I nearly used the word dud. There was no duds. Holy crap, the damage. The damage is real. It is so real. Gets on top of all of these units. Cleared those tanks like they were nothing. Like they were just mincemeat. That was nuts. Another one coming up here. Nothing in it though. Goons are doing some good work here. This is some serious play. Flash does tidy this up relatively neatly. Surrounds with some ACVs. And looks like Snow wants to send a few more reinforcing goons here. Drops a couple on top as well. Still getting some good damage. It's got heaps of workers. Supplies are pretty even, so this is definitely a tight phase of this game. Siege is up. Blows up one goon. These two goons are right on top of this tank though. And the repair is real, guys. Holy crap, this is like the giga repair of all repairs. Okay, so he's gone to establish a fourth. And this is once again going to fall into that what a game kind of territory. So he knows that this fourth base is there. So he's going to have to send some goons down. I think Flash will immediately send some more vultures. And they're going to intercept each other along the road. So only +1 from Flash at this stage. And no upgrades at all on the Protoss ground units. Another drop on the way. He's got such good damage with those Reavers, man. That was just nuts. Flying in and trying to kill some workers. Just got a vulture and that was that. And out he goes. So minimal damage. Nice pull. Very good. Flying into the main this time. The Wraith is here. The Wraith is chasing down his shuttle buddy. Is he going to target something down? He is. And he gets very little by way of damage. Nice blocking from Flash. Very, very good play. Just distracting his APM while getting this fourth base up and running. First upgrade's now on the way. Actually, second upgrade's on the way. So we're getting +2 attack. So I did scan down here. See what all the action was. So we are a little wobbly-dobbly with the scanning on and off. But the more we practice that, the better we will get. Scans a natural. Picks off a High Templar. So that's how good he is. Scans the natural, sees the High Templar, pulls in with the vultures, and then pulls away again. Just insane. Oh, these still slow zealots. Oh my god, what are we doing? Yep, we're now just getting zealot legs at 14.5 minutes. Holy crap, I know that's so many mines. So laid some mines here, got some cannons in place, so this base is up and running, nicely established. This one looks relatively vulnerable. Couple of High Templars in a shuttle. So scanning these bottom two bases where we're looking now to see what he can press. It's Flash. Alrighty, Vulture's coming in, and Vulture's leaving again. Tripping mines. Flash's vulture play always just permanently moving around the map looking for an opportunity. It looks like we're going to try and do a little high Templar drop. But I think we've got so many spotter mines. It's going to be very difficult to do that without people knowing that it's coming. So clearing a lot of these spotter mines while he's busy. I want to see if he pushes in here somewhere for a storm drop. Does seem to feel where it's going. Flash is now trying to establish in the middle of the map here. Snow seems to like his numbers and his odds, so he's going to engage. We'll remove the panel just to get a good view. No drops of any kind, really. The Reavers are not... He's dropping high Templars here. A couple of interestingly whiffed storms. Flash's supply still staying pretty close to Snow's here. Middle of the map is consistently something that gets contested on Metropolis. We had a similar game where Flash played against Bisu. Very, very strong, continuous contesting, similar style of play that what we're seeing here from Snow as well. This command center is looking like it's going to be in a bit of pain, but I think he's going to be able to tidy this up. Nice storm. Relatively decent dodging, and picked off both high Templars there, so a really good micro from Flash. He really wants to kill this command center, doesn't he? So, +2 seems to be all he's going to be giving to his units. 2-1 on our tanks. Transferring here, because now he's taking another main, adding some more gateways. Another macro power Protoss is really going to get strong. He can reinforce from 2 main areas. And that is really going to stretch what is basically just a 3-basing Flash. 3-basing Flash starts to run out of money at about 20 minutes. So he's on a bit of a clock here to establish a 4th. And that's probably what makes this map a little bit of a challenge for Terran. There's no easy 4th base on this map, that's for sure. And taking the middle is optimal from a map control perspective, but not obviously from a resources perspective. Keeping an eye on what he wants to do here. So the bomb seems to be the answer. Unsieges everything. Nicely clearing all these mines. You can see it's kind of the center liner on the middle where the map is being contested by both players. Going in here is Snow and getting a few decent storms as well. Flash seems to be holding his ground very, very comfortably for the time being. But there's not that much here, is there? Sending in some more reinforcements. Lots and lots of high Templars and shuttles. Looks like we want to have another go. This time from the bottom side. Ooh, nearly catching this SCV transfer. That could have been painful. Snow got a decent lead, mainly because he's able to re-macro. He's got a lot of bases. Establish this as well. He's just scanning the army. Nothing else, really. Oh, really, really killer storms here. Got himself a nice chunk of workers. And I think now Snow is starting to pull into a very commanding lead. Establishing this base as well behind this. Another worker transfer. Hope they don't have the same fate as the previous lot. That would not be ideal. So Flash really needs another base. Just scanning the natural. Seeing what's coming down. Answer seems to be everything. I'm scanning this base, yeah. I'm not going to harass, put some pressure on it. Flash sending out an army there to clean this up, and I think he should be able to, but it's a good distraction from Flash to just buy himself some time to power up, but he just doesn't have the base count and the money to be able to remax very quickly, I'm afraid. So it does tidy that up without too much drama. Scanning the middle. Yeah, just looking where his army is. That's all he's doing. Alright, here we go. Another big engagement. I think Snow may have the numbers this time. Storms, Zealot Bombs, more Storms, more High Templars. Lots of units to be picked off there. Got himself about 13 SCVs with that Storm. And he's going to power through here. And this middle position, which he's trying to take, presumably to be able to establish a base behind this, is now lost. And I know this is a game in isolation, guys. It's not, you know, telling necessarily. But to me, this is the key thing. If the story is going to be Flash ASL 21 champion, he either needs to avoid running into all good Protosses, or it's going to have to get a little bit better against Protosses, because if there is a weakness, albeit small, it's this match. I just don't think that he's going to be able to easily beat, in a best of 7, somebody as good as Snow, or even potentially Rain. Would love to hear your thoughts or opinion on that. Of course, this could all be academic by the time you guys are watching this, and I could have been proved a total fool or a total genius. It's probably one of the reasons why I've been bold enough to record this now, a month before we'll know what's happening. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's game. If you did, please do consider subscribing and hitting that like button. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, take it easy and thanks for watching. Bye.